Just gonna wait a little bit until people get on. Gotta warm up the hands. One second. Oh, it's full of it. And it's warming up my hands real quick. Okay. Welcome to the channel. I was thinking about intros I can make. I'd be like, I am quantum light, or I'm quantum oasis. So this is my oasis. I've been really enjoying today and feeling way more connected to nature in new different ways. As you see, everything's growing in. It's really growing in over here. I started to realize the longer I be out here, the more I can feel. I don't know how to put it. Like before, it's like I can feel like the auras of people, but now just like sitting right here, I can feel the auras of all these. I don't know what to call them, but these plants over here. I could feel them. I can feel them. But enough of that. Get into the Reiki session. With your consent, I'll begin to clear out your energy. It has been so relaxed. I went through a lot of tests this week, life lessons. Had to learn a big lesson a couple days ago when I was at my job. Just learning how each action has a reaction. So it came back to me. You know, so I started listening to this YouTuber recently. His name was how do it's Narcdality. You're not alone. It was Narcdalily. This is You're Not Alone. And as I listened to his channel, and he was like describing like narcissistic tactics and how they get empaths, and then he was describing something about empathy is like literally it's an ability. I was like, I never really thought about that. So the first ability that we usually have is the empathy, the ability to feel, and then after empathy comes telekinesis, then pyrokinesis, and or telepathy and stuff like that. And I realized there's different scales of it, of the abilities. So someone who's like on the psychopath or sociopath, they will be on the negative spectrum of the abilities. They have the same abilities, but just the opposite of empaths. I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, that's very interesting. So basically, a narcissist is a person who has reverse empathy, service self, or service others. So I find that very interesting. And my boundaries was getting tested majorly this week, and I had to keep it cool. I had to keep it extremely cool. I knew I was being tested because just before I was listening to the channel Awakening You, and it was talking about the tests. He said there would be tests, um, because the test to show me is my reality is actually changing or not. I have to change myself within, and then my outside reality would change. So basically, the test was what I learned from it. So I went to work, and then there was miscommunication at my job with my coworker. I don't know. He said he's a supervisor or something like that. It was like he was trying to feed his ego, and I was like looking at it. I watching it play out like a movie, and he was so he came into work and he was trying to make me read out his list. I told him I already read the list, but he was like, "No, I want you to read it." So he kept trying to push it, but normally, like if someone say, "May you read it," right? You feel the energy, like you feel the energy, but I felt the intent, and then I felt him trying to basically in the way of his thinking. I'm not gonna put any blame on him, but he's like asleep. But it's just like a pattern. It's he was seeking validation since I entered the phase of like just being silent, not being silenced by someone, but being silent on my own. So like just because someone talk to me or say something just because, I don't have to respond because I realize some people to say something just to say something, and to you they'd be like, "Hey," but the vibration behind them saying, "Hey, how you doing?" is different. Like some people would be waving, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" But they're smiling, but the energy that's coming off how you're doing is negative, and it radiates. So sometimes I won't even say anything. I'll just look at them and smile because I realize sometimes you don't need to talk. Words are not needed. So in that situation, I guess he was trying to make me communicate or to make himself sound like he was more superior or something. He started rambling about um, he's a supervisor. I'm like, okay. And then he was like, normally I'd be cussing people out, but I see that you're different. As so, I told him, "Oh, congratulations! You are Well, I didn't say I didn't say congratulations. I said you're learning to control yourself." And he looked at me like, I was like, "You're learning how to control yourself." Because he said normally, I'll be cussing, I'll be yelling, and I just looked at him with a complete blank face, and I'm constantly feeling my emotions, gauging my emotions where it's at, because I know they can feel when your emotions going down. I will not allow my emotions drop down to a fear level, even though I was feeling that energy. I will not let myself drop down in vibration. So he was trying so hard. I felt it, like I felt because he's trying to go into like an argumentative state. Like he's like it's now like 4 something o'clock. I want you to be here at 4 at that time. Don't be late. All this other stuff. And I was looking at him like, okay. And then he was talking about something about losing a job and stuff. I was like, that is another supposed fear tactic. I was like, okay, in my head, because I'm thinking like that is just. I look at the energy. I'm not looking at the person. I'm looking at the energy behind it because it's the same cycle. I have this cycle repeat. It's repeating. So I'm not mad at the person. He just playing his part and bringing me the lessons I need to learn. So what I needed to learn was stop blaming others for what I was feeling. Like if I'm feeling a negative emotion or a bad feeling, I need to stop saying, "Oh, that person's causing me to feel this way," or "that person did that," or "this person doing that action to make me feel that way." So it's time to learn. Like, wait a minute, those are all just suggestions. Just suggestions. and I don't have to accept the suggestions. So just before he left, I started laughing. Then he came back. I looked at the note that he had, and I immediately memorized it. Then he came back, and then with this intense hatred energy projecting at me, like hardcore at my heart. And then he's like, "Oh, just one more time. I want you to read it off because I want to hear, I want to validate or something like that." Um, and because I know he slipped, and he said, "I feel disrespected." He's, "Oh well, I don't mean disrespected, but that's he's flipping back and forth, gaslighting." But I was when you see it all playing out, like this person's trying to manipulate you, trying to trick you, trying to use psychic connection, trying to alter your thoughts, alter your perception, but you're completely aware of them doing it. Is the most funniest thing because I tried to hold back my laugh because I see this him struggling to try to manipulate me. I constantly hear his thoughts trying to suggest with his body language. I'm like, okay. So he was like, I want you to read this off to me. I looked at him and okay, I'm gonna do like a flashback. Earlier in the day, I was listening to a video saying the power of saying no, thank you. So saying no and thank you for your opinion, but I don't need to accept it. And when you say no, you're saying thank you to yourself. I got that from narcology. Um, so I said, no, thank you. I'm not gonna read it. I already got memorized. And I literally just told him, you want 12 pens of this, 2 pens of that, and 1 pen of that throughout the whole night. And then he looked at me and like astonished. I was like, I don't have to read it. I'm not gonna feed your ego. That's what I'm saying psychically. I'm saying I'm not gonna feed your ego. Your the he want because he want to feel me lower myself down because also when I was the second the second he told me to read the paper off, this wave of confusion and hatred energy come towards me, and I felt my vibrations like shaking because usually my hands are smooth, but my body start to feel like this shaking, and what it was saying, the thought was saying, oh, you're getting attacked, but I was like, no, 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 this is just darkness knocking at the door. It hasn't entered. It just is just trying to rattle me to make it look like I am getting attacked because I start to feel like this heat and pressure. I start to feel like my solar plexus start to trying to crumple up. I was like, nope, let it go. I repeat in my head, I am the light. I am light. I am light. And you immediately you start to see it affect. You start to see affected people, like people who have negative intentions towards you, and you start to go look inwards instead of looking at them and inwards and like start to radiate inwards. You start to see people. You start to see little things start to happen with the people around you. So that's like he didn't even know that my light was affecting him because he was saying usually I'd be cussing people out. He'd be doing stuff like that, or whatever in this situation. He said he'd be heated and stuff, talking about all how he'd be mad. And all I said was, "Oh, you're controlling yourself. Control your emotions." um, so just stuff like that, and I don't know. I felt all my energy rush back into my body when I said no, thank you. Like I literally felt that cord get cut. All the cords that was cut, all the cords that was getting attached to my solar plexus, crown, third eye. As soon as I said no, thank you to him, and um, put his note down and looked him in the eye, all the cords just cut, and I literally just seen um, all that supposed energy, like I'm all bigger than you, just drop. It all just dropped. The mask just completely fell off, and he turned away. He turned away, and then that you can immediately see it because their face just go like that. That's fake energy, that smile, that false light immediately just leave, and then you see everything just come back at them. It just comes back at them. I start to see that more and more often with the people in my job. Like, like I'm not sending nothing to them, but everything they're sending to me is like their messenger. The cord goes out. It's like a messenger. The energy go out, and since I said no, thank you, I'm not interested in your energy. Well, that cord is still hungry. It says, okay, well, you said no, thank you, so I guess I'm going to eat the next thing that sent me, that sent it to me. And so it goes back to the person and start eating off of their energy, and I start to get my energy back, and I just like, this is how it is. And I tell some of the guys on my job a few times, like even like when they're projecting. Um, so he came. I felt this wave of fake euphoria, fake love energy. I started to distinguish the two. There's like just before the person come to you, they'll project this artificial happiness, artificial I'm friendly type of energy towards you. But I immediately like smacked it out, like, nah, get that out of here. So then when they came, then they try to smile, but they're smiling, but I'm not looking at their physical form. I'm looking at his energy, feeling his energy, like, what is it telling me? Oh, it's telling me this guy is trying to take solar plexus energy to feel superior, or take they try to ask like, oh, trying to do he tried to do a quick calculation or something with math or something, and then immediately start projecting confusion, or tried to siphon the left brain or energy, so it can seem like he's basically someone asks you a complicated question, and then just before you're about to think about the answer, they take that energy, if you allow them, they try to take that energy and then answer it. And it's like they take your energy and then try to make it look like it's them answering you. So they make themselves look like they're the smart one, or they're more intelligent. But all they're doing is trying to siphon off your informational field. But you immediately deny it, then they get like, you literally see it like, sometimes I see some people trying to walk by and be doing this, trying to do a psychic link. I look at them laugh. It's like it's getting more and more easier to like catch these I don't know, undercover people. Sometimes you be walking across the street, you see someone just like dead staring at you, like projecting. You look at them like, oh, act like they was not doing anything. But this I'm just learning how to come into being my full self, and understanding how narcissists work and how they operate. It's very useful, because before it used to be very hard for me to say no to anybody in the past. Before, when people ask me to do something, I'm like, oh yeah, I do that. I do that. Just like in a job scenario, you don't have to overwork yourself. And like, I be telling them, sometimes they be trying to. So like, if I say, he's like, how many pans you did in the night? I said 125. Then he'd be like, oh well, I did 170. My highest is 200. I'm like, oh well, that's good for you. So then when he got switched to morning shift, he do a whole bunch of pans. I was like, I'm not gonna do 260 pans, or because each pan is like 45 pounds, and I'm only gonna stick to self-love, because my body needs rest. It doesn't need to be overworked. It's gonna be I'm not gonna be rushing. I'm not in no competition with anybody. I see all these people trying to be in competition. I'm like, who are you trying to be in competition with? It's just I'm just being me, and they're just. Oh, I hope everyone having a blessed, wonderful day. Thank you. This is definitely a blessed and wonderful day. I tell them I'm just being me, and I just speak through my actions, because that is the best way to show anybody. It just by being. I just being silent and being. Try not to overshare too much. I know I get a little bit sidetracked on the videos. I know I'm supposed to be doing the Reiki. Yes. I say with the emotion of anger and pain, I can definitely resonate that. It's like a crushing weight on your heart. But you can ask your guides to assist you in releasing that weight. Because the more you start to release those weights off your heart, the more you start to feel. It's like the more your empathic increase. And anger is self-inflicted punishment for someone else's actions. But I know everybody goes through that resentment, but it's good to feel it. Yes, I definitely know struggling with anger because I know like a major thing before I used to when I used to play the game, I used to play video games and stuff. I used to get so mad when I lose. I used to be the type of person who'd be yelling and throwing his controller at the wall, punching the wall and stuff like that. And then one day I did that, and I was in so much rage, and then I just stopped. I was like, "What I'm doing?" Unable. I will not say I'm able to heal like any. I can't take or remove the anger from you, but I can bring you up. I can raise your vibration, insist you in raising your vibration to a higher vantage point to look down at the anger, because there's many different type of anger, and a lot of the anger is not even at the person. It's usually like resentment or anger. It's usually anger towards self. It's not anger towards the other person. It's the anger is coming from um you saying, how could I let this happen to myself? That is anger. So whenever you have anger to someone else, you have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for allowing that happen, but also look at it like, okay, yes, I'm angry that this happened, but what did I learn from this? Because if that never happened, just like I say, if all those narcissists that I interacted with never came to my life, I probably wouldn't be on this channel right now doing what I'm doing. Because they squeezed me so hard, they pushed me down. I was pushed down so low that I was at the point where um, I was like 220 pounds. I worked 7 days, 12 hours every day. I lived in the basement. All I did was play video games and watch porn and to sit miserable with barely any lights, just sitting in the basement, just sitting alone. And that was me for like 4 or 5 years. Just sitting there, paying all the bills in the house, giving everybody my money. I was always broke. Imagine making over $120,000 a year and still broke every day. That's it. Paying everybody's bills. But then I realized, like, wait a minute. Um, I'm I'm working all these hours, paying all these bills, helping everybody else, and not a single person is trying to help me. And then I moved out, but then I realized like I didn't complete that cycle, so that whole cycle repeated. I thought I didn't learn the lesson the first time was when I moved out from my mom's house, I moved to my supervisor. And then I realized they was doing the same thing. Somehow I found myself in the basement in their house, alone, not talking to anyone, gaming, and never talking. I was like, wait a minute, how is this happening? So I started to see a cycle. It was repeating. But somehow, everybody's like, each person I interacted with, it was like, oh, do you want to move in with me? Oh, we can get a house together. All this, the cycle kept going and going. And then I was like, hey, I feel your pain. Oh yeah, most people they don't understand. That is the point that we want to become. We have to give ourselves closure, because a lot of people they look at me and they just think, oh, I must have had a good life, but far from that. Most people don't know I've been through a lot, and some people if they would have went through what I went through, they probably would have been in the insane asylum. But because even they even tried, but it was fated for me not to. You're describing when you were depressed. Was my life. Yes, that's why I decided to just drop everything, because I started to realize it was that was extremely painful. It was a really painful leaving all my family members. I realized each one of them was formed into, they all had like a narcissistic tendency. I remember like one of my parents. I'm not gonna say which one, but it was always it's your fault, and then it was like it's your fault. Oh, can you help me with this? Um, why is every day screaming, every day yelling, every day threatening, taking money, um, it's, it was just every day, and then all the responsibility was always getting dumped on me. So when everybody had something to do, like imagine like someone went to go to their friend's house, because this is the thing, I never, like I can count on my hand how many times I went to a friend's house, um, and I was always stuck at home babysitting everybody. And I always, but I realized like there was a reason I was there. If I wasn't there in that house when that happening, it could have been a lot worse. So at that time, my energy was needed at that time, because it would have been a lot worse, because we was like in Detroit, and my life, well, I don't know, like a quick review, like how I started my life, like I've been realizing, I'm looking as I look back and like look back of all the things that's happening. I see how actually strong. Like if you're watching this, you resonate with me. So I say to you, looking back, we can see how strong we actually are. Because ever since we was like little, things that happening that's supposed to like traumatize us and supposed to mess us up had no effect. So I keep looking back like how protected I was. Like I'll be looking at like it's like my spirit guides saved me from so many car accidents. I remember when I was 4, when I was little, I was sitting in the back seat of the car. I remember this car hit my mom's the side of the car. We fell down, and the branch hit right through the window and landed like right next to my head, like right there. Then another time I was in a car accident, the car slammed into my side of the door and we spun out. No, it slammed to my granddad's side of the door. We spun out, almost crashed. And then the third time, um, another car came and hit my door, almost hit my door and hit where I was at and hit the back. So, oh yeah, financial abuse is infuriating, absolutely disgusting. Yes, but is it a lesson? And also, every dollar that you spent will come back, because what you give comes back. It will always come back tenfold. It will come back as soon as you forgive and let go yourself. Right now, it's like it's getting paid for, because as soon as you let go everybody and actually forgive and start giving closure, all what they took, all the energy, all the abundance they took will come immediately flowing back into you. You're definitely sorry. So. was meant to come here and help others understand human experience. Thank you. I always felt like there was something that I was supposed to be doing, and I was always trying to find like different outlets, and I realized um, I was seeing how more of me was starting to get like disappeared. I was becoming like the work servant, and I was seeing how I was starting to transform. I really look like how I can look back and see how like much I was transforming, and just like and remembering the things that my grandparents taught me, because I was raised by my grandparents originally, and then when I was 13, well, in 2012 is when I started to well, 2012 when I first went to school. So that's like the first time I actually like really interacted with other people. So I didn't really have talking skills, since it was when I was living with my grandparents. We did homeschool, and the only thing I did was we it was just me and my brother and my granddad. So and my grandmother. So and they didn't like the school system, so they tried to do homeschool, but it wasn't really the best. And I remember that they was telling me a whole bunch of important things that I should have been paying attention to. But you know, with your kid brain or kid mind, you're thinking, it's cool. But then as years go, I remember started to go into like a little bit regret, but also like having gratitude at the same time for the lessons. Like I remember still some core lessons that they was teaching me, even though like I struggled when they tried to teach me the Bible, because it always felt like something was kind of off. Like now I know, like, because some not all the words in the Bible was, not everything. But I'm not going to go into religion, but now it's not 100% correct. But but they still show me like how to love people, and that was another reason. Like it was like me and my brother was like complete opposites in the house. I don't know how it was, but we're complete opposite. I think that was supposed to be like that. Like he's a his sign is in the Chinese zodiac is a tiger, and my Chinese zodiac is dragon. But we're like get along, but also don't get along. So he's all about military, war, fighting, and guns, and all the other type of stuff, like airplane discipline and stuff like that. But I was more like, so he was more like guns, shooting games, and on my side, I was more like the person who liked to um, like paint and dance and listen to music and stuff like that. Oh man, I remember I used to always dance and sing, and I started to realize like different aspects of me start to get taken away. And I think one of the biggest mistakes when I lost a big chunk of myself, a huge part of myself got taken away, is when I got introduced to watching porn. It was like the biggest mistake, but also a very valuable lesson. I realized I start to heal that's when I had to really had to heal the sacral chakra, because I realized the those websites are energy harvesting. They're specifically made to harvest your solar, sacral, and root chakra. That's why you see people who because your screen is a portal, and when someone's like lusting over someone else on the other side of the screen, they're giving the other person their energy, because they think, oh, I'm just nothing's happening. I'm just on the side of the screen. Nothing's happening. And what happened is then the darkness come, and then you get trapped in the three lower chakras, and you don't have a chance to look up to the top. So then you start going into cycles. They start going deeper and deeper and deeper, and then that's how they get you, like the darkness, or that's how that's how the dark ones get you, because they catch you when you're younger in the just They catch you just before you get to your heart chakra, you being your root. And then it keeps you, if you're constantly wasting your energy on your sacral chakra and solar plexus and root chakra, you're ungrounding yourself and giving your power away. And that's why when it was funny because I started making it as a joke when it said no nut November, and I started to like stop. I just started stopping because I was like, I remember I remember the last time I completely stopped, and I was like, it felt like I was being controlled, like there was like this presence controlling me, and I realized like I realized that urge or that feeling that's trying to make you do it, it's because there's other astral beings, or there's people who passed away but they don't know that they died, but they still want to experience the feeling, or they still want to experience addiction like eating or smoking. They'll see someone who's in a lower vibration, and then they'll pair themselves to that person. Then they'll start suggesting um, their fetishes onto you psychically. And but for the average person, they don't even know they're being controlled or manipulated because they're so down deep in that fog. So when you finally do break out of it, when I finally did, like completely, like I went, when I said I went cold turkey and everything. Um, I stopped watching porn. I stopped playing video games. I stopped eating meat at the time. Um, and I just went straight like nothing, because then I became extremely aware since I tore a hole so badly in my solar plexus and my sacral and root chakra, since it was torn open. Then everybody was able to like feed off my energy, since there was also at the same low vibration. So I ripped a hole in my sacral energy, and the sacral energy is what allows you to express yourself like I'm doing right now. It what allows you to express like your being, and allow you to like move and stuff. That's how I'm able to like flow and bring my energy back, because I sealed off my sacral and my root and my solar plexus. So now my energy can rise up to my higher centers. So that's why it's been like a year and a half, completely let go of all like porn and stuff. But even after you let go, then you have to let go lust. That is a major one, and you're going to be tested. But now I get to the point where because how they want you to change your perspective. They want you to see like, okay, like how they want the masculine to see the feminine as just an object, or an object of pleasure. But once you eradicate lust, that that feeling that is not needed, then you can see that being for who they are. Like that that is a sacred being, not an object. Um, so once I start to get rid of that, now when I see people trying to over flirt or do all this stuff, is I feel it's like a little bit of sadness, because I'm looking at the person like she's trying to get attention, but she's trying to seek out love the wrong way, because she's trying to flirt and do all the other stuff, but that all just because she have a belief that she's not worthy enough. So like it feel like I don't that that feeling of lust is gone, but I just feel like a little bit of sadness, a little bit disappointed, because like you don't have to like disgrace yourself or lose your you don't have to lose your dignity. That's what I'm saying. And I see a lot of people like and even men do it too. It's like people like they try to lose their dignity over their self, trying to be everything other than their self. So like I'm looking at all these people, and I'm looking at when I look at a person, I can tell I can tell by the energy, their body, their shoulders. Like I can see like the. Yes, indeed, I am. I'm a talker Reiki Yepor. I should make a separate channel where I just talk and then make another channel where I do Reiki. Because actually, I don't want to just do Reiki at the same time. So I should make a second channel because yes, I can provide healing. I can provide Reiki, but I don't want to become your crutch. I don't want to become anybody's crutch to make them feel better. You have to learn how to become or be in the state that I am in. The Reiki is only for to bring you to the same vibration. But if you if you don't start to learn or learn from if you don't learn from if I don't show everybody like how I'm doing or how I got to this state, how I came to be the way I am being, then I would just become the next addiction or next Reiki addiction. Because then people only come to my channel just to feel good and then leave, but they didn't get nothing from it. So I probably should like write a better script. I know I start to go a little bit on and on and on. Hello, welcome to the channel. He's no, you're not. Yep, that's just stickers for me. Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Columbia, I've been doing so and meditating doing that is the best. The best Reiki is when you do Reiki on yourself. That is like the best Reiki because you can start feeling your own chakras. You can start feeling them. Like even right now, I'm feeling like a little like tightness in the solar plexus. So start pulling some of that energy out of the solar plexus. Regards from India. Hello, welcome to the channel. One day I would like to travel. I'll probably travel to India. The main countries I want to travel to is probably France, um, was it Japan, Africa. If I go to India, I mainly want to see like the wildlife, like the trees and all the fruits because I know they got the trees and different plants over there. I have a crystal from India. Where is it? Oh, I got this crystal. It's called Cavasite. Cavasite crystal. It cost me an arm and a leg, but it was worth buying. Even right now, I can feel one of the viewers. I can feel their the pain in their heart. It's almost feel like this person wants to cry, but you're okay, and you're loved always. Thank you. When I change the light to like a blue light, it glows a little bit. That's dope. It's gorgeous. I want to visit India one day. Because I remember speaking about like India. So around when I was first having my spiritual awakening, that's when I started to become aware like those beings who have multiple arms do exist. They definitely do exist. During my LSD trip, that's when I became aware that they exist. Why I want to be seen, is addiction. Why you want to be seen? Well, that sounds like the healing spot. I don't know how to people, but I bless it. This is why I want to be seen. Well, if I go from myself, well, actually, I went from not wanting to be seen and then also want to be seen because I went back. I say if the reason why you want to be seen, from my perspective, and how I went from myself, looking at myself, because we're reflections of each other. Um, you want to be heard and understand. Um, no bad, no problem. Is it addiction? It's the validation. It's because you need to start loving your one. Okay, I see. This is how it goes. When you want everybody else to see you, you want love from other people. But the only way to get true love is first you start loving from within yourself because we're like magnets. So once you start generating self-love for yourself, self-love is like, okay, I'm not overworking myself, I'm not overeating, I'm having enough rest, I'm saying no to people, I'm conserving my energy, I'm monitoring my energy. Once you start having self-love for yourself, that's when everybody start looking at, they start looking at you. You start to become attractive. That's what it literally means when someone say, "Oh, that person is attractive." They're attractive because they're loving their self. And when you're loving their self, since you're inwards, you're pulling into yourself. So when you're loving yourself, you're pulling the energy this way. Energy is flowing this way. It's pulling in way this way. But when you're seeking other people to love you, your energy is flowing outwards like this. So you're actually like a magnet pushing people away. You're like pushing people away. But when you flip that magnet to I'm loving myself, you start to pull, you're pulling everybody. You're pulling everything into you. I don't know many Reiki practitioners around me. I just recently learned Reiki healing and are over YouTube, and I believe that's so dope. Yes, we're definitely in need of more Reiki healers. So I advise much people as possible to start posting because each person Reiki is completely different. When I channel the Reiki, I'm channeling my perception, my state of being, my awareness, my unique vibrational energy is being transmuted, and you're when you feel my energy, you're coming into my space of awareness. So the more you start to be in my energy, the more you start to feel how I feel or see how I see. So each Reiki practitioner have a unique puzzle piece. Is it Twilight? As it gets darker, you can really feel like this energy. I can't explain what it feels like to be out here. Like I don't even say I'm homeless anymore. I just say like, yeah, this is my home. This is what I'm living at in the woods. It's like I just found a loophole. That's how we like. I was like, forget paying rent. I am a Reiki Master practitioner and I am in school to become a teacher. I'd love to speak with you if that's fine. Yes. I don't know if my email is up there, but I just want to let everybody know that I do not have a Reiki. I do not have a Reiki license. I never took a Reiki course. So everything I do because I can feel the chakras, and I took the chakra course, an Ernest Vader. it all started because one day I was feeling like, I remember when I first started like really started feeling the energy when I seen the what was it, Spirit Pond. He did a Reiki video, and I felt it. I was like, when I first felt it, I was like, whoa, what was that? I was like, what is that? I was like, I wanted to do that. And then, so after a while, things start to lead up to me start posting my first video. Actually, I believe the first videos I didn't post. The first videos I did for myself, because you could really gauge your own energy by just, you don't even have to post a video, but I say the best Reiki is the Reiki you do on yourself. So what you do is you get your phone and you just record a session, just like I'm doing. Just do the same thing. If you feel like a block in your head, you just do this. You just do what I'm doing from my perspective. You can, instead of doing this way, you just do it this way. And you just feel. Because it's going to start first. It's going to start right here. So if you put your finger right here, you feel like you feel something right here on your, yeah. And then you just as Bashar said, follow your passion with no assistance on the outcome to the best of your abilities. So like I said, follow my passions. I posted the video. I posted the first video. I didn't even watch it. I didn't even look at it. That's how a lot of my videos. I made the video, post it. I don't even look at it. I completely forget about it. Or sometimes I don't look at it. I just look at it for myself. I make the video. After I'm done, I just probably take a picture of the thumbnail and I don't even look at it until like 3 days later. And because when I'm doing it, for some reason, when I'm doing it, I don't feel anything. But then later on, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I actually did something. Yeah, that is your third eye. So basically, you want to grow that. So ever since I was little, I was always wondering what that was, and none of the doctors can say. They were saying, "Oh, just the bone right here." No, that is your energy center. That is your third eye. That feeling right there, you're feeling. So so you put your finger right there. That little feeling has to be in your whole entire body. So it started right here, and then it grew out forward, and then it grew over my whole entire body. So now my whole entire body feels just how I can put my finger right here and I feel something. If I do it right here, I can feel it. I can feel it moving across my skin. I can feel my skin start to vibrate. Okay, I never tried that before. Everyone, I do it right now. Tell me if you don't feel it. I'm trying to say school. I feel it every time I try. It's a start. Yeah, and so basically, if you really want to feel it, you take your fingers right here and you put it right here, and you right here. Because if you put your hand in front of your head, you can feel your third eye. And your third eye is constantly scanning. That's why I can close my eyes, and I can tell if I close my eyes and then focus on that energy and start spreading out. I can tell how close I'm to an object. I can feel the distance of people. So if someone was walking someone was walking around me, right? And I have my eyes closed and they can be tiptoeing. I will still know where they are because I can feel their energy. It's almost like the third eye. You know, you've seen those little electric balls and it has like electricity moving around like that. It's moving. You put your hand on the ball and electricity move. That's what it feels like. That's why I moved so far out into the woods because even sitting right here, I can still feel the people way out there driving on the road. I can still feel their energy, their Taurus field. To start, hi there, I am Light. Peace be with you. Namaste. Namaste. It's getting pretty dark. I'm like vanishing into the background, so I'm about to put a light on. Whoa, almost fell over. Put that on. I was vanishing into the shadow realm. Okay. Oops. Oh, there's nothing. Wrong button. Okay, there we go. Oop, that's the wrong light. That's the red one. But I need to find the remote. Super red. I'm barefooted right now. I like digging my feet into the dirt right now because I receive energy vertically and channel it horizontally. So in and then out. Root. Okay, can it go brighter? That is really red. Is that is a huge mosquito. Please don't bite me. Maybe it's a sign. Like, bro, can you please get off my screen? I don't know why, but for mosquitoes, I can feel their energy, and it's like the mosquito's energy is like anger. It's like so much hatred. I'm like, why is this bug so mad? Like you can feel the bugs when it gets like 12 a.m. 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. When it hits 3 a.m. for me, my whole reality just I'm in a completely different dimension. It's dead silent, and I can like physically feel everything. Like everything's shining through me. Like I can touch a tree and I can feel the energy slowly move through my hand, through my arm, and through my neck and through my head, and I just go like it just moves. Look, if I touch one of these plants, it's like I'm automatically able to connect or feel all the plant sets of that plant. So I touch this plant and I feel it. And then immediately, it's almost like everything lights up for me. I can feel the energies of each one of those type of plants. Lights up, lights up, lights up, lights up, like radiating. I guess, and that's saying, just because I'm feeling the way I'm feeling doesn't mean it doesn't invalidate the way you feel. You may feel something completely different. So, because what I'm saying is like what I'm doing is not all special. It's basically once you raise yourself to a vibration, those are the things that come into your vibration. So if someone were to raise their vibration to a certain level, then those gifts come to them. So just like if you watch how long face you been doing? I don't. I'm trying to understand the questions. Is it how long face you've been doing energy work? Okay. Oh, how long I've been doing energy work? Was a slow progression. So I say about about 10 months. But I didn't get really serious until like 4 months ago. I say everything for me is just self-learning, learning my own body, feeling my energy, making like little energy bubbles. Like you guys can probably try this if you want to. You put your hand, put it in your heart. You feel your heart. Put your hand like this. Your heart is constantly generating energy. So what I did was I scooped some of the energy and I flowed it through my meridians in my hand. So what I was actually waiting for is the time. It's now 9 o'clock, so now my energy shifts throughout the day. That's why you see me do a lot of the energy healings late at night. It's because when people say, "Oh, your that one's a super powerful one," it's because I usually do it when it's like midnight or like 1 to 3 a.m. It's like the energy's still, everybody's sleeping. I can connect more deeply to the energies. I'm not dealing with the collective energies. Let's see if I can change it to another color. I'm gonna turn it to blue. Oh, that's super bright. That's green. That's like super blue. Uh, I like this blue better because then it turns a different color. Archangel Michael's color. Also, the light affects me differently. I really want to get a crown. It really feels like something should be like right here. Like it should be like a crystal right here in my third eye. Like I try to look up crystal crowns, but none of them was like in the style that none of them was with the style that I was looking for. I am drawing and vibrating with the Reiki session. It's the energy change when moon starts to come up. Oh yeah, when the moon comes up, um, moon phases. Like since the moon is not out right now, we go. The moon is like a period. So when there's no moon, is we when the moon is not there, that is when we're starting to build up the good habits that we want. Because when the full moon comes in, that's when it tests who you are. It literally tests, okay, are you all, it brings out it reveals the full you of who you are. So like if you're having inspiring dreams and see, happy to hear you're drawing. I've been thinking about picking up drawing again too. I keep having inspiring dreams and see images. Yeah, so how I perceive how the moon, because I'm pretty sure moon is my sign since I'm a Cancer. Um, I'm pretty sure moon is my sign. I'm not sure. I'm a water sign. So the what? Oh, never mind. I'm starting to like hear people way far out. I'm getting distracted. Give me 1 sec. I am getting super distracted. I feel my mind going all over the place. I need to bring it back. You said why blue? I'm why blue? I don't know why I just seen that. Oh, the reason I like blue is because Archangel Michael. Blue is what allows me to that light, the different light spectrums. I can feel them amplify different chakras in my body. So when I turn the blue on, I can feel it in my throat chakra. It's mainly just because I can feel the rays of the different light and how they affect. It's like my skin. It's super. I can't explain. I can't really explain. I can't explain it properly. It's super hard. That's why I say quantum light. That's why I say quantum, because it's extremely hard to explain. I say my light body can feel the rays of the color. So whatever color it is, I can feel that chakra turn on, or like start to balance out. So because it's light and I am light, so the color of the light, the different colors is. Um, I totally understand what you said. Oh, thanks. Blue again means skin is always mesmerizing, like in the movie Moonlight. The blue, it has that like really protective color. It has that Arcturian. um, Archangel Michael, since Archangel Michael works with the blue ray. So whenever I'm thinking about like protection or spiritual protection, I think about the blue ray because that is Archangel Michael's ray. Colors has power. I'm so happy I'm not the only one who thinks this. I've been found. My people. If you're watching this channel, you're most likely we're at very similar vibrations. I'm starting to feel the energies better. So now I'm about to get into, I need to multitask. Colors and sounds. Sorry, I would do 10 push ups, but I don't do this for money. Because then everybody, if I do that, then I have to do something for everybody, and then I'll just be doing silly things just for money. Mm. So I'm gonna have to say no, thank you. For you, how much would you make? I didn't even read the whole thing. I'm glad I didn't read that. Let me see if we can get it. I love singing bowls. Is this best to just ignore it? Wherever you go, I say everything is valid. Talking about chakras, and this is yeah, it's definitely true. I'm just gonna ignore it. Anyone? I'm sorry to tell you, but I was never in a relationship in my whole entire life. So anyway, right now I'm gonna start clearing out your chakra systems, starting with the root chakra. So let me breathe in. Feeling some major projections. I'm just gonna take that out. I'm just gonna clear this energy over now. I am light. I am light. I am the light. I ask my spiritual masters, my guides, Archangel Michael, for your sword of light to cut any cords of deception from my third eye, any thoughts of lower vibrations, envy, jealousy, manipulation, lust, unrealistic ambitions will not have a hypnotic effect on my mind. All psychic cords and connections are now disconnected from my consciousness. Oops. Don't worry. I just hit the comment. It's no problem. Darkness will always try to come to try to sway us from the light. They just want attention. But if you don't feed it, you don't water it, it will slowly wither away and die. I pay no mind. Also, let me go back up in comments and see if anyone say. Anyone who constantly anyone who constantly go out of line that is not unconditional love, I will remove your comments and I'll hide every last comment that you have and delete it. Yep. There's contrast. I'm not mad at them because it is just a test. There's tests every day that comes in. There's tests when you order food. Like an example, I order some food. I only order a salad with like some with fish on and some other stuff on the side. They put four small free cookies in the bag, 2 pieces of bread. When I know that I said I'm not eating that type of grain and I'm removing myself from sugar. So how darkness do it, how darkness they can't make you do anything. It's only suggestion. They only suggest. So they put the cookies in the bag. It was a suggestion. So I took the cookies. So, oh, these are nice smelling good cookies. I threw them in the trash can. Oh, look at this bread. I threw it in the trash can. I didn't order that. That's a free item? No, that's not free. You think it's free, but if I eat it, then I lower my vibration and I pay with my energy. So it's not free. They always say something's free, just like on like free movie sites, right? You like, oh, this is gonna be a free movie, and then an ad pop up with someone who's half naked on it, and then you go into a lustful feeling, and then you lust. Oh, you just paid with your energy. You just paid your sacral chakra energy to that ad, and then just like that, your energy just got harvested, just like that, because you was looking at an ad and you lusted over it. That's why you remove lust. You look at the ad and like, get off my screen. I don't accept that. Everything's energetic. You're paying somehow, some shape or form. Something's getting paid energetic. Just like when like a boss that's, oh, sign this paper. I said, can I get a new paper? He said, but why? Well, I can't just flat out say it. Maybe because you projected all your hatred and energy, and if I sign the paper, it's basically me signing a contract. So I'm not going to sign your paper. I want a new paper. A paper with my energy on it. If I'm going to put my name on it, I don't want all your hatred built in it. I'm not signing anything that has your hatred built up into it. And if I do have to do it, what I do is I draw the 4-pointed star in a circle, because that is the star is light, and how the darkness always try to flip it. They try to make you think, oh, the star is something bad, so let's flip it upside down. No, the star is the representation, the portal for the angels, for Archangel Michael's and all the archangels. The star means radiant, and then when you draw a circle over the star, it means condensed portal, so it's the light. Because I don't know if everybody can feel this, but symbols. I can feel when people write graffiti on the walls. I can feel the energy of the graffiti on the wall. Like I can feel the person intent. So like if someone writes something happy on the wall, loving, that energy stays. So you walk past it and you're like, why I'm feeling all this hatred energy. And then I look and I put my hand, I scan where the wall is and like, oh, so I root some hatred on the wall, this energy, this malice, intent on the wall, this energy. I'm like, okay, not gonna walk. And then I see like someone write something lustful on the ground, so you walk on it, it change your vibration. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk around it, or I'm just gonna imagine that every step I take is gonna be purifying the ground, because like everything's energetic, like everything's alive for me. I can feel the auras of everything. Oh yeah, the Eye of Horus. But also some symbols you got to be careful with. I learned the hard way with rune symbols. Be careful of runes. Like always look up 100% what symbols you're placing. Do not place symbols in body. Like some symbols have like a good effect. Because when I first started, I used to write symbols in my body before, because I used to immediately like feel a status boost. Like if sometimes I need energy, I'll write an energy symbol in my body, and it enters a portal in my body. But I was like, you gotta be careful, because that's when I realized tattoos were alive, or tattoos have energy. Because when I was going through my experience, when the other dude, he had when we both had the LSD trip, this is like a year and a half ago. Um, his tattoos was moving on his body, like they were shifting and moving, and he had this symbol on his hand. He had like it almost looked like PlayStation symbols. It was X, circle, circle, something, and it was moving. All of his tattoos in that realm, that dimension, was moving, and this guy, he was monologuing. I don't know. It's so true. All the villains, they monologue. They're telling all what they've been doing, how they've manipulated. Like you're telling me all this information. You gave me all this information. You're telling me all how you've been watching me, um, how he was manipulating, and then this whole entire time, he thought that I didn't know, or I was never going to figure it out. As a reader myself, I appreciate your vision and vibe. Thank you for the read. Keep sharing. Totally subscribe. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Damn, that's a good to know about opening portals on yourself. Hello, everyone, and of course, your host. Hey, everyone, I have been hitting the like button. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Oh, 1:17 on the clock. My angels are talking to me. And it's 9:11 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. I feel you too right now. I feel you. Thank you. I love talking to the spirit guides. Spirit. Most of the time, Spirit is co-creating with me right now. Spirit is always with me, even in my dreams. Even though my dreams be going crazy, like they be going absolutely wild in scenarios. The scenarios be going crazy. How can I say? Some dreams, some of your dreams is actually ET contact. You be taken to it's kind of how they gauge your level of awareness. Definitely, some of them are ET contact. I don't know. Some dreams I have. I remember I was looking in a mirror. I was staring at the mirror, and I was seeing my form change. I was turning into like different people, constantly, constantly. Sometimes my eyes was huge. Sometimes it was small. Sometimes it was huge. Sometimes my head was small. I was like constantly changing the mirror as I was looking in the mirror. I was just transforming into different people, like different lifetimes. Or sometimes you have like a crazy experience where you connect to your parallel reality. You connect into parallel realities of yourself, and it feels extremely real. It's almost like you're the other person's subconscious mind. So like one time I woke up, but I wasn't in my tent. I woke up, and I was in I was in a different room with different things, but I had different memories, but I had like this small inkling remembering this. It was almost like when I was in that realm, I was like, I thought sure I had a dream I was living in a tent, that was a dream. That was the other reality. Somehow my consciousness went over there when I was asleep over here. I went over there and I thought this was the dream. And so I was going to class, I was going to school, and then was talking to friends and stuff. And that parallel reality, it was like a whole entire day. Um, it was like it was almost like that show, that anime called Your Name, where the characters switch. The character, he every time they go to sleep, their bodies switched. It was something similar to that, but not quite. So it went like that. But it kept doing that. But I was going through different time periods, moving to different time periods. But those time periods was like glimpses of like there wasn't like random. There was like painful moments that happened in my life in those lifetimes. Like each one of those lifetimes had like a painful moment, like a scarring moment, and then I wake up and I feel like a weight lifted. Like in that realm, it's like I'm going back in a lifetime that I had that I got hurt, and I'm healed in a dream state, and I woke up and I feel different. Like I feel a weight lifted off or a pain lifted off my body, because I'm going into different timelines and feeling and experiencing parts of where my soul was injured. Like sometimes I had a dream I was working in a factory and a big flood came and washed everybody. Or sometimes you have dreams of when you died and stuff, and like I'm going back and healing those timelines. Oh, you said you use sleepwalk? I believe sleepwalking is like when your astral and your physical is like paired together. Like you're like in the in between state. Like imagine if you became conscious in the dream. Like you be conscious while you're dreaming. Like if you bring the dream state into physical reality, then you're in the fifth dimension or something like that. Not on. Well, I don't want to say that, but you be awake in a dream. You be like how you know how like Bashar, the Esasani, the extraterrestrial, we say you're being awake in the dream. Hello, mosquito. Oh, don't fly in my eye. Oh my gosh. He was like, this smacked me right in the face. It's funny. Can you please talk more about alien communication energy appear in dreams and 3D when you're awake? I did not want to say that I am an expert. I'm just going from my experience and what I heard from Bashar. So most of the information I'm talking about comes from Bashar, and I use him to validate, or since Bashar is a representation of my own higher self or our own higher self. Whenever this topic gets brought up, I get intense chills and I feel like scared, but I know I shouldn't feed into the fear. Oh yeah, it's because it's the programming of like all the movies that we watch. The dark ones, they did it on purpose. They want you to think that, oh, all the aliens and extraterrestrials out there are all evil. I've been wondering if the fear is good or like something. Like there can be different type of anxiety. There's because anxiety um and excitement, it's the same emotion. It is the same emotion, but through a different lens. So this is how I say it. So, you know a light prism, how you shine a white light and it goes into a whole bunch of different colors. So imagine like this: we have a dark lens that's pitch black, and then we have a clear lens, and you are the white light. You are the light that's shining through the lenses, your perception. So when when basically all your belief systems is tugging to be on the negative, the dark, but you realize it's the same emotion. It's the yin and yang. So like in the darkness, there's always a spot for light. In the light, there's always a spot for darkness. So enter. You can always enter from the darkness and enter the light, or into the light and into the darkness. So those are the choices. So those are your perceptions. So you change your perception. You change. You realize, okay, you start to feel like a whole bunch of anger. So imagine, like, I'm gonna use a quick example. Imagine someone walk up to behind you, and so they say like, "Hey," they just jump up and say, "Hey," and you feel that energy like you're about to jump up your chest. That energy, it doesn't have meaning. This is how Bashar said, nothing in reality has meaning until you give it meaning. So when you give it meaning, that's when you change the perspective. So you want to go to the dark or you want to go to the light. So that split second, whenever you feel that emotion, you stop. You don't think. You don't say this is bad. Number one thing you don't want to say whenever you're feeling that energy, that fear, do not say this is negative, this is bad, because then you shifted and saying, oh, this is bad. Never say this is bad. You say, okay, you want to close the circuit. How Bashar say, I. So you're feeling fear. You say, I am feeling fear because I have a belief system that is telling me that it serves me. And then you ask yourself, okay, fear, what makes you what what makes this true? Is it going to kill me right now? Is this fear? What is this fear feeding within me? You start to question it, because you can question it because it's a project. It's like it's a suggestion. So basically, you get the core energy, and then both energies. The light is gentle. It's whispers, but the dark energy is like, oh, you're scared. You're getting attacked. Someone's hurting you. You should be afraid that someone's going to come get you and kill you or something like that. And you'd be like, whoa, 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 calm down. You have to bring proof before you just start saying all that. So what you do is you bring yourself back, and then you can look at, okay, same energy, it's the same vibration. Oh, that's so true. The words have power. You can be spelling, and you can shift you in a bad way. Yes. Um, Yes, the words have power. It's a vibration. That's why you immediately want to change this perspective. Whenever I turn a red light, the spiders. How do you even get up here? You always get up here. Okay, I'm just gonna forget about the spider. He's doing his own thing over there. Whenever let me bring back my train of thought. Okay, yeah, the words of power, and you can immediately flip the perspective. You want to change the perspective and how you're saying it. So instead of saying I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling scared, you say I'm feeling excitement right now, even though it's trying to tell you like I'm feeling fear. You say I'm feeling excitement, because this will work in other scenarios, not just the topic of like aliens and stuff. Because before you even get to the topic of aliens, you have to master that within yourself with the normal day people in your life. So like if someone's coming at you really aggressively, or someone tried to jump scare you, like for instance, some people will like imagine if you're at work and someone wants to get your name, and someone's saying calling your name in like a loving manner, they'll raise their voice behind you so you can jump and go back. So what I learned from that, what I learned was I don't jump back, because now I get to the point where I can feel their energy. I can feel their energy. The they project their anxiety. They project their insecurity. I feel it smack my solar plexus, and then I'm like, before before I would be like, oh yes, how can I help you? But no, I don't do that anymore. Now when someone's like, hey, I stop. I feel the energy. I'll be like, okay, this is not negative. This is just a projection. This is just a suggestion. I stop. I feel the emotion, and then I slowly turn. The reason why I slowly turn is because I show them I'm on my time, not your time, my time. So I slowly turn around and say, how may I help you? Oh, thank you. So I'll be like, how may I help you? And then I immediately turn that anxiety into like, okay, this is an excitement. I flip like flip the energy. So every negative energy, I flip it. I flip it. So someone projects anger, I flip it, happiness. Someone project insecurity, I get louder. And that's what kind of like that's what helped me like bring my voice out, because I'm glad you like blown that up. I am going to get back into the topic of like the aliens and the UFOs and the dreams and stuff, but I just want to talk about this like real quickly. I do this at my job because the first time I did it, I kind of went like overboard, so everybody thought I was going crazy at the time because I didn't know what was happening. But now I know what's happening. So imagine like you want to start singing, like singing just because if I it's like follow your passion, whoever raise your vibration. So if I want to like sing or say something, sing just because I want to sing or dance because I want to dance. Some people they start projecting. They start projecting how they will feel embarrassment. I said, okay, I'll because I was looking at this today. Energy of embarrassment. I said, what is embarrassment? What is embarrassment? Oh, it's shame. It's shame for hearing your own voice or being shameful. I said, well, I don't need shame in my life, so I let that go. And when I let that go, I gain more smoothness. I'll say every time I let go a belief like that, I gain more of this flow motion because I start to become more of myself. I stop shaking because I'm not having that's I'm starting to expel their energy and my energy. I'm starting to become still. When you become still in your mind, your hands become still. Well, because you can tell, like you could tell when someone's shaky. Yes, I've been dealing with a lot of lower vibrational people. The workplace, all those constant projections, constant closing of the throat chakra, constant. But now I'm getting to that point where like I'm starting to see people like they can't put their mask on around me. Like the mask is it's like X-ray vision. It gets burned off when I look at them. And I know it's happening because I can be looking at someone who's like 20 feet away. If I really like look at them, they will definitely turn around. They will definitely look at their head. It doesn't matter who I look at. They will definitely turn around because I know people can they know when I'm looking at them. They can feel it. Sometimes they start doing this, like whacking their head, or it's like trying to like whack off. They'd be trying to whack my energy off. Like if I'm looking at someone and like I'm analyzing this person's whole being, like I'm looking at this person, I'm looking at their posture, I'm looking at like how they're carrying themselves, the tone of their voice, their actions, the different way their foot is angled and stuff. Like I'm scanning every inch of this person, and I'm also scanning their energy. When you mention not knowing how close and how far people are because you feel energy really far away, I felt it. Yes, because that is empathy. Okay, I can feel my heart chakra is always growing and I feel a lot of love in my body, but I feel a sort of consistent anxiety in my solar plexus. It is such a strange duality. Okay, so yes, you're feeling energy in your heart. I'm going back because I know what you're talking about. You feel the heart welling up, but then it feels like it's just underneath your heart, like it's right underneath there, and it's like stabbing. Slack. That's not strange at all. You sound like a real loving person then, or hurt by someone. Yes. So, you can ask. You can ask. This is where you start to ask your guides and you start to ask assistance because they can really help you, and that's why I do the little practice. You want to take your left hand, no, your right hand, place it on your heart, and take your left hand and put it on your heart, and then you want to breathe into your heart, and you want to you want to imagine that the energy is getting pumped into your heart. And a very good practice to help you with this, with the Palladians, they have this technique. Imagine that pain, that ball in your heart. Imagine every heartbeat is compacting that dark pain. It's getting compacted, 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 compacted. Every heartbeat is crushing that darkness into a tinier and tinier and tinier, tinier and tinier and tinier speck until it disappears. Crush it, crush it, crush it, crush it until you feel it disappear. So imagine like my heartbeat is going like this. Crush it. Wait, can you tell me how to do it again? I'm sorry. The audio glitch. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna start from the start. So right now, to connect with your heart, you take the right hand, place it on the heart. You take your left hand, you place it on the heart. So this first you want to open up the heart chakra, and I'm just going to do the full step. You can say this affirmation or this word. You say A-N. You say A-N. You say it 3 times. First, so we're doing like a visualized heart. So A-N. 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 So then you visualize you take it off, you feel your hand coming off your heart energy. Then after you do that, you visually go down into your heart chakra and you feel where that pain is, that knot that's in your heart. And then you see with every heartbeat, every time your heart beat, the love energy is compacting the darkness, almost like a compactor. So that pain energy, so it's getting compacted, 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 and smaller until it's a tiny speck, until it's completely diminished. Oh yeah, all heart palpitation is, there's nothing wrong. No one's attacking you when you get a heart palpitation. Your heart is extremely sensitive to subtle energies. So whenever like a solar ray or solar wind comes in, your heart will feel it. When that energy passes through your heart, it's almost like your heart gets like it gets like a restart. So like the invisible energy, it is always passing through us, but your heart picks it up. So when that energy passes through you, your heart goes like it start to like act a little funny because it's reacting to the solar rays or the solar winds. That's what they call it, solar flash. So we enjoying the little Reiki drawing sesh too. Yes. I'm happy I found friends on here today because my week was really shitty for me, and you guys are awesome with great energy. You have great energy too. And I want to say it's just a learning lesson. Okay, I'm feeling the love from my heart chakra spread to my anxiety solar plexus. Thank you. Yes. So I think I want to be like focusing a lot on like the heart chakra, because the heart chakra is what allows you to feel everything. You won't be able to feel anything without having empathy, and empathy comes from the heart. That's why you say people who's narcissists, their heart chakra, it has so much dense matter on it, they're unable to feel the energies around them. Because if they were, they wouldn't do that, because they already know anything you put out comes back. And saying about that, another way your heart can be hurting is like you make it easy to do more protection on my energy. I can influence my others. Yes, you need. I'll definitely start doing more protections. You want to be to have your heart open, but be protected at the same time. You don't want to be closed off, because what mostly happen is you open your heart and then the energies they try to damage your heart. They try to immediately try to shut it down, because then when you shut down your heart, then you won't be able to be expressive, because the chi flow comes from your heart, and the chi has a flow. That's where the energy is coming from. I flow when I do this. I'm flowing the energy from my heart and into my hands. That is why I do this. So I put my hand right here and I go like this. And when I do like this, there's a vortex in my heart. You can feel the heart. So right now, I'm just going to focus right now. I'm about to reach in and pull off veils off the heart chakra. You focus on your heart chakra and focus on the pain that you have in your heart, and ask for the assistance of your guides and your spiritual masters to assist you in releasing this pain that is in your heart right now. With your consent. In 3, 2, 1. I ask Mother Mary to place within all of our hearts the golden rose the golden rose of flame into our heart chakra, and I ask for your pink mantle to surround our heart with the pink ray to shield it from all outside influences. I ask Archangel Michael for your blue cloak of light. Thank you. Check the battery level real quick. Oh, 38. Perfect. Thank you, angels. I love working with spiritual masters, working with Saint Germain. The more you mention them, the more they become into your life. Because this is something like very important I want to say. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen now, but there's going to come to a time where it's just going to be only you and your spiritual master. The spider just fell off. Just fell off the screen. It's going to be you and your spiritual masters, and you're um is you have to establish a connection with them. That is a lesson I'm learning right now. We have to establish a connection, because they're the only ones who can truly protect you from the energies and bring it to you. That is another reason why I'm able. That's how my energy is like this. Because a lot of times, if someone's projecting on me, I ask my guides to assist me in learning a way to release and let go and forgive this energy, this pain that I'm feeling. And then also, I talk to the cells in my body. So if I have a pain in my heart, I ask, dear cells in my body, I ask you to release the old and past energies that does not serve my highest good. I ask to start healing what needs to be healed in my body. I listen to a lot of Cryon, a lot of Bashar, and those things are the video is extremely holographic. If you were to close your eyes and listen to Cryon at 12 to 3 a.m. You listen to Cryon and just go into meditation. Like, I advise everybody, one day, if you really want to like start to feel energy, you get a tent for like a couple days on the weekend. Go outside and be outside in the middle of the night as far as away as you can and sit and then focus on your heart and start feeling little things. This genuinely made me cry, but this between us because I hate crying guys. But for this time alone. Crying is releasing negative belief system, so it's always good to cry. That is a lesson I'm still learning because I still hold back a lot. Yes. Look at a little spider. Okay, I'm gonna put you back over here. You've been dangling around. Put you over there. There you go, little buddy. I'm sorry about that. When I brought the spider up, I felt everybody's energy shift on the screen. I'm sorry. I remember I really started to like I'm releasing like this. I had a lot of past things where I was the type of person since I was like super emotional when I was younger. But then when I moved from my grandparents' house and started living with my uncles and stuff, they was always saying, "Oh, it's weak to cry," um, and stuff like that. And I started to buy into this belief system that I had to be all like extra manly and all the other stuff, but and cutting out the feminine aspect of me. But I realized like no, I need to integrate both because I need to become but you need to become both energies. It needs to be equal balance. So primarily my energy is masculine because I'm in the male body in this lifetime. But I also have to be able to integrate the feminine because masculine is electric and female is magnetic. So Father God is electric, Mother God is magnetic. Okay, let's see. What is your name? My name is Vershon. Vershone. Okay, I love spiders. I know they can be creepy, but I truly admire them. Yes, I used to be like afraid of the spiders and stuff. And then there was a time where everybody always there was like, oh, go kill the bug. But then I got to the point where I started to feel subconscious and like I'm not gonna kill this bug because someone told me to kill the bug. So now I just look at the bug like, oh, look at the little being, or I say my cousin, tiny cousin, little spider. Even though we're made of the same stuff. We're from Source Creator, so he's basically my relative. All the bugs are, and all the people. Uh, my name is Kryra. I probably butchered that. To all of my new friends here, actually, it is strength. Yep. Crying makes you even better. It masculine in a way doesn't it because it shows how strong you are. Beautiful name. I am Javier. I have my younger brother's name Javier, or I don't say Javier, I say Javier. Female energy is also creative. Spiders have good energy. Have a nice name. There was a lot of messages went by. I'm just reading them off real quick. Okay. Okay. Hello, friends. We're all related at the end of the day. So saying cousins ain't wrong. And if you believe in reincarnation, that could be a past loved one. Yes, I say everything have emotions. Everything is energy in motion. That is emotion. So when someone's emotion control, when someone say emote control, that is your emotions under their control. Your emotions, your energy, their energy, emotion. Everything has emotions. Everything has is a fundamental aspect of all beings. All things are made of love. Now, yeah, all things are made of love, and empathy comes from the heart because if it didn't have emotions, it would be completely robotic. We're all tech. We're all basically the same being. There's only one being actually. One being from different perspectives of itself. We're all the same being. We're all the reflections of ourselves. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go back into my my perspective, my unique perspective of extraterrestrials and information. I'm not gonna say that I ever seen one in person. I'm just acknowledging the fact from my dream states, some of the dreams I had, where sometimes in a dream state you can look up. Oh, you said fragment. Oh, you don't have to say sorry. Fragments of the whole. Yeah, fragments of the whole, or what's it called? Okay, I need to bring myself back in because I'm going all over the place. I'm going to speak about a subject. I need to clear my mind of all the other subjects that I have been speaking about. A lot of the dreams I have them written down, but I don't have to like memorize. Yeah, well, you're not technically getting abducted. Before we come here on Earth, um, most of the time when the aliens that come over that do come and take they don't take you, but what they're taking is your astral body. Your physical body's here, but your astral body leaves because we always leave when we go to sleep. Every time we go to sleep, we this is the dream. So when we go to sleep, when we wake up, we're when we go to sleep in the dream, and okay, when we go to sleep from spirit, because we're in spirit, we're dreaming right now. So this is the dream. That's why if someone say you become conscious in the dream, um, I advise you to like look up Bashar on this very topic. Type in Bashar, Basher, X, and then type in abductions or something like that. He's a channeler. He's been channeling Bashar for 40 years. Um, because he can explain it a million times better. I'm gonna do my best to explain it, but I really advise if you really want to know about extraterrestrial contact and all that stuff like that, is Bashar is the way to go. Yes. So this is the this is the dream. So in the dream state, sometimes we be taken to like in between realm, like fourth dimension, in between realm, and then sometimes you have well, we have contact, but most of the time they're able to erase the complete memories of the contact until you start remembering it. So basically, they have the ability is they can interact with you, and then the second they move away from you, you forget all everything about them, and then the second they come back into your reality, you remember everything that you was talking about before. And that's where I be that's why I get most of this information. Most of everything you see me talking about is because I have been listening, but also I'm starting to apply what Bashar has been talking about, like when he was what he's saying. Start to apply it. Start to apply his words because they actually do work. And most of the dreams are just scenarios where I have to learn something. And I'm just saying now all my dreams are like, so I don't have a whole bunch of extra like terrestrial dreams and stuff like that. My dreams are pretty graphic, not as much. Usually, if when you're having a nightmare, is when you're transmuting a past trauma. That is what a nightmare is, and so you're deciding to transmute that trauma in the dream state. Dude, sometimes when I have dreams, they feel extremely, extremely real. Like if I am in an alternate universe, something, or timeline. It is true, because you are, because we are multi-dimensional beings, and this is just an avatar. It's just a body, and they try to call you crazy. People try to call us crazy because they can't experience. They haven't experienced it because their heart is not open and the heart is closed. That might sound nuts, okay, but I'm not. Ooh. I feel all the bugs just running across my feet. Get on my pen. Okay. I really want to change the light. Oh yeah, I'm aware of the spectator. It's almost like you're watching yourself. It's like you're now your higher self. What when that happened, I usually say it's like your guides because sometimes your spiritual masters and teams, what they will do is so I had this issue where my spiritual team they will transform themselves into my coworkers that are on my job or something like that. I have a scenario where they be looking like the coworkers, and then I just bust out in rage in the dream. In the dream world, my actual true feelings for someone's like sometimes you be getting to a fight in your dream world. You be fighting people and getting violent and stuff, and then I was getting all mad. I was saying I'm hate you and stuff, and then at that very moment, it transformed into my guide, and he's like, "It's okay, calm down." And when I realized that in my dream state, my like I felt all this sorrow and stuff. I was on my knees. I was saying I was sorry. I was crying and stuff. And he said, oh, "I just want you to understand the lesson that you need to learn." So in the dream state. So when I woke up, I immediately got up and I was just sitting there. It's like, okay, I understand. I need to stop judging. I wish I died when the sun was so hot. My retinas burned out and I turned into ash and it curdled into the water several times. It's probably just a past lifetime, like a past lifetime in like Atlantis and Lemuria and stuff. Because in Atlantis and Lemuria and stuff, they had nuclear war at that time, and they launched themselves back into the Stone Age. So you're probably having like I'm not saying this is 100% true, but it could be like a past lifetime where your subconscious mind is trying to bring up references of like okay you've seen extreme heat and or you was in a flood because Atlantis and Lemuria was flooded by water, so something similar to that. And no matter how scary they are, I'm not afraid. But that is the best thing. Just not having fear, just having like spectating. I know exactly how to feel. Like just having like no fear factor in some dreams. Sometimes you're just you're your higher self. Your higher self it doesn't experience fear. It's only love. So you're just the fear is the physical. ego. The ego is what protects you. It's that old mindset of survival. That's what the fear is. So, because I had a couple of dreams. In the dream world, it's really easy to like sometimes we flying. Like in the dream world, I don't understand. Like when I come into this reality, I cannot fly at all. Like, but in the dream world, I don't even think about it. It just happens. Like imagine if, like I remember in the dream world, there was a table, and I didn't even think about it. I instead of walking around it, I just walked on the air. I was like, walk back down. I just flew up. Sometimes I just fly over something, land back down, and I just be talking to people. I'd be moving, and I'd be moving just how I am, but like way smoother. It's like sometimes I just moving, or sometimes in my dream state, you be moving stuff with your hands. You be like moving things and stuff. You know. Um, I want to ask: have you guys ever heard of Ernest Vader? Um, yes, ENA. Okay, my brain gonna have a complete brain fart. I had a dream once when I saw a blonde haired blue eye angel and a helicopter had crashed through well, the angels, they're energy, so they can take any form. Angels take any form that you believe that they take the form that you believe that they should look like, so they won't scare you. That is most of the time until and the same thing with extraterrestrials. They'll take the form or make yourself look like what you want to believe in so you won't get scared. That's why they say fear not, because they're nothing like humans. So once you get true, then you can see them for who they like really are. Because most people have fear and they're like, yes, Ernest Vater. Yes, he's an excellent teacher. Um, I advise if you really want to like get into like chakras and superpowers and stuff, you can take Ernest Vader's classes. I know they're kind of expensive; they're a little on the pricey end, but he's 100% real deal. Most people don't believe it's real, but if you can feel energy, if you know it's real from the heart, because when if you think my energy is strong, if you watch one of his videos, one of his levitations, one of his telekinesis, you can feel the energy coming off his hands as he moves objects with his mind. You can see it. Yeah, yeah. So I bought the chakra course um, a while back, and that really helped me. He has this chakra course where he says the affirmations, and you can feel your different chakras. Okay, and also you don't want to get put off. I know he wears a mask, but he has to keep his identity sealed. Yes, definitely. Um, you definitely want to like most people that look at that look at the mask and people get scared. But I completely understand why he wears a mask. Because when people see your face, they can start projecting onto it, or they see your face on, and it's hard to explain. Because even when I'm on live, when I'm on live video, when I'm showing my face, if I do this, I don't feel your guys like thoughts as much, or suggestions or energy. But the second I show my face and we see each other's face, that's when I can feel what you feel, or the energies, or what you guys how you're feeling, or how you guys want me to think, or suggestions or something like that. Yes, he has a mask, but um, it's important because he's in. He's one of the rare people now. So there's societies of ESP espers, and he have gotten the permission to start teaching people how to use their psychic abilities. So he teaches levitation, telekinesis, pyrokinesis, hydrokinesis, and teleportation. Teleportation. But the courses are like 33 months long and 6 months, 8 months. So you're gonna have to put dedication into it. It's not gonna be a couple months, a couple weeks. You're gonna be put a couple years. It's a couple years, not just a couple weeks, a couple days. It's full dedication. I have been slacking. I would probably know that all the societies are probably watching us already. But all those abilities, flying, like levitation, telekinesis, and all this stuff, those are all like ability. That is what true human is. Like we're none of us is actually fully human, because a fully human is a being who's have God completely within. We're on our way to becoming a hue man, a hue of color, hue man. We're a hue of color. So we're regaining our colors, our chakras, our colors. Oh, you're a big bug. Okay, go over there. Okay, there you go. Everything you see in like the movies and stuff, that's the human. Like they show Superman and stuff, all that. It's funny because they put it in all the movies we watch. So we have like each movie, like Superman or Batman, or all, they're all representations of a thought. They're like thought forms materialized into characters, so we can learn from it. So that's why when you look at movies, completely different. When you look at a movie with Third Eye, there's actually something there. Like like with the Kung Fu Panda movies I was watching, it was so point blank. Like it was so obvious. But I started talking to people in the movie theater, and they didn't completely understand anything I was talking about. Like with the character, the chameleon in the movie, Kung Fu Panda, how she was taking other she going to spirit around and taking other people's abilities and stuff and shape shifting herself. Well, she's a representation of a narcissist. How they shape shift their energy to be to be act like they're one of the greatest, but they're not. Yeah, some of these movies has so much a deeper, way deeper movie, especially comedy movies have the most truth in them at all. It's so point blank, and it just flies right over people's head. They're like they're just laughing at the movie. Oh, look at that! That was funny. But like, no, you're not understanding. There's a literally a message. There's literally how they literally show you what they're planning to do. Just like in 2012, they had the movie 2012. They show you the prediction and how the whole human collective consciousness changed. They shown the movie 2012, and everybody disagreed with the movie. So we all collectively shifted the whole entire timeline to a timeline where the supposed end of the world never happened. So we completely avoided, and that's why they're trying to manipulate us to think that a war is going to happen. But there's no war going to happen. We already shifted timelines to where a nuclear war will not happen. So they start releasing games like Fallout 4 and stuff like that, or stuff like that, trying to push the narrative like, oh, there's war gonna happen. There's no war gonna happen. They know it's not gonna happen because in the sky there's hundreds of thousands of Ashtar ships just sitting over our planet, waiting for us to finally start actually showing peace and love to ourselves, because extraterrestrials, they're not going to land on the planet where people kill each other, because the whole entire outer space where like 5D, were over there, and 5D energy, killing other beings is barbaric. Why would they land on a planet where we kill each other on a daily basis? They're not trying to get killed. And they know most people are just going to get scream and start try to kill them. So you have to master unconditional love before they even show themselves to you, and they're going to test you that first. You have to love your enemies, your so-called enemies. We are the ghetto planet. They don't like, no, actually, it's like, I would say we're not the ghetto planet. It's like we used to be fifth dimensional. We used to be able to like do the things like Jesus used to do and stuff like that. But then one day we was like, we said we want, we as a collective, we was like, we got bored. So here's an example. Imagine you're playing Minecraft on like creative mode, and you're on creative mode all the time. You have everything that you want. You can place any block, you can create anything. But eventually you get bored. So he's like, okay, well maybe I want to change the difficulty. I want to add an ego. So I add survival. Survival is ego. So this is how I say 5D and 5D is like Minecraft on peaceful mode and creative. And 3D is like Minecraft survival. Because then the ego is the health bar. The ego, the ego is the ego is food. You need health. Uh, that's why when they put Minecraft on the VR headset, they banned it at first, because they knew that that will awaken our creator self, because that is what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to manifest things just by thought. We're supposed to be able to create things. That's how Jesus was able to make bread and stuff, walk on water, because he was in creative mode. He wasn't on survival mode. He was in creative mode, and he was telling us we're supposed to be in creative mode, but we're stuck thinking that we're thinking that we're we're just mortals. No, we are supernatural, multidimensional beings who just forgot that we are creator God. We're, well, co-creators. We're not creator gods. We are co-creators with Source Creator. He said, "My jaw is on the floor, bro." Survival on hardcore mode, for real. That's a hardcore. This is a master class. The planet that we're on is master class. Most other civilizations, they don't put this many veils, but we get the most lessons. Then we become masters, because this is the only way we can excel. Because once we pass the, our goal is to and our goal in this lifetime is to ascend with our physical body. So usually, when planets ascend, everything dies on the planet, and then it ascend. But we have a chance and free will to. That's why you see all. That's why you see all the other planets. They look barren, right? They look dead. Look like there's no life on it, but there is life on it. But they're on a different color frequency. Like they're on a different wavelength of light, so we can't see them because we're light. We are on a violet, red. We're in a different spectrum of light, just like they're in a different spectrum of light, so we can't see them. Everything in a okay. No, extremely hard, and once you die, you come back. Yeah. Well, once someone died, you just immediately go back into creative mode, and then you just reveal what you did. What you did. There's no such thing as hell or getting punished, or no such thing as eternal suffering, because when you go into spirit realm, everything it gets created instantly. You're immediately back into creative mode. The ego, the fear of death, all that. As soon as you die, you wake up. And you're like, oh, okay, how? It's basically, this is like the most epic virtual simulator that Source Creator ever made for us. The most realistic simulator that ever exists. that we create with our mind. We're in spirit, we went in dream state, and then the rules of the game was we was unable to remember who we were, and then basically we had to change the DNA of the planet. Do you have any problem in life, in your life? Uh, well, that is just a perception. You can call it a problem, or you can call it a lesson in disguise, or perceived obstacle. Just like I said earlier, when I had the two lights, the two prisms. Um, Imagine like something get canceled. Okay, well maybe there's a reason that need to be canceled. I don't want to. I don't want to look at any obstacles in my problem. Like most people, they'll look at my situation and like think it's a problem. Like they'll think, oh, you don't have a house, you have to live in the woods, you you lost your job, you lost your family, you lost all this. That is a perception. My perception is, oh, okay, I let go of what didn't serve me. I let go of my old job. I let go of my family. I let go. I let go all what needed to be let go because now I can be the full being who I am. You have to let go of everything to become the true you. Um, I want to ask you a kind of serious question from your own question. Do you think people who abuse children is a horrible, unforgiving way suffer in afterlife? If it is bad, honestly, no, they do not. They What will happen is they'll get placed into a, how would say, they'll first of all, when they go through a life review, they will have to feel every emotion that they inflicted onto someone else. They will feel their life review. The life review is not just, oh, I'm just watching what happened. No, you're experiencing. They're experiencing what every person they affected, how they felt. That's what happens. So sometimes they may go into like they might go into like a shock. They might go into like a mini psychosis and might shut down and go to like a coma state, because as soon as the ego separates from the soul is only made of love. There's only love. Only that physical form is what the ego, what caused that to spiral out. So when they go back into spirit, they be like, "Oh shoot, look what I have done." So then they start spiraling. So then the spiritual guides love them unconditionally, because even with unconditional love, you have to be able to love even people like that. Even the lowest of low people, you cannot have no resentment, no hatred, only understanding and love. Like you don't have to love what they did. What they did was not right in that way. But do not have hate, do not have resentment, because that's how they got into that. Because usually those beings, there were beings of light, but they fell into the trap. Just like I said earlier, that porn trap, where they kept sacrificing and they kept going down. They didn't catch themselves. There wasn't able to break free when they went down. When they went down in that spiral, there wasn't able to break free. So they got ensnared, and then they got heavily manipulated. So then they became a worker of the darkness, and then they start targeting other forms of light, because now what they're seeing, since they're completely now consumed by the dark energies, now they're targeting pure sources of energy, because it's really actually insidious. They're heavily manipulated at that point. Their soul is in a coma state. So, and the past years, a lot of that darkness was brought to the light. You have to forgive every last person, every murderer, every last person. You cannot have a single inch, because even those people who's in the lowest of low, if you look at Jesus or Son and Da, that's how I look at it. What was Son and Da? Was Son and Da be like, um, or see, would Jesus be like, no, you raped all these people, so you're not a child of God. But that's separation. You can't have separation. So even though, like, you have to look at them, don't look at the physical being. Look at the being that being is hurt. That being has been manipulated. Like, I'm not, there's consequences for that being's action, and they will come in this lifetime or the next lifetime. But if you shine hate on them, it's not going to allow them to start going to, it's not going to allow them to go to the light, because through all, we're all one being. There's only one being. Some people say hate and love is two sides of the same coin. Well, there's only love, and hate is just, hate is when someone's hating. It's how can I put this? Because it's different circumstances. This energy of like hatred, because hate separates. It causes separation, and because yeah, that is like a very very, it's a very deep point. Hate, because I analyze like a lot of like different personalities, and I literally see how, I see how it happens. Yeah. And I say, and basically how that happens. So this is like the, I would say the whole life story of like those type of abusers. Basically, they come in, and originally they're beings of light. Everybody, they come in, they have the light, and then they get manipulated, and then they spiral down. They spiral, and then what happens is their karma is not negative. Karma is an opportunity and the window for balance. So all what they did gets balanced. So when someone goes into prison, they get their energy harvested. That's all what prison is energy harvesting. So basically, there were beings of light, and then they got manipulated, and then they fell into the trap, and they went into the system. And now when they get into a cell, since humans are batteries, they go into a cell, they put you in a cell, and now you're a battery, and now you're getting energy harvested. So then they get harvested for their energy, because they usually, it's a soul, it's a wound, it's a childhood wound, and then basically they're, everybody's seeking for love in the wrong way. So that's why, if any type of people, that's why Jesus said you must love your enemies. And when it mean like love, it doesn't mean like hugging them and saying, oh, love is also um allowing the person, allowing to let go of the person, but also, shoot, like, how could I explain this? This is why I'm definitely studying a lot more on the Christ letters. Um, where is my train of thought? Come back, don't leave. Let me start seeing self-reiki a little bit. Okay, I'm speaking about how you should love your enemies, but unconditionally. That means no judgment, no judgment, no resentment, because at that point, how our subconscious mind, your mind is only looking at yourself. and your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference from the outside. So whenever if you're thinking bad about, if you show disgust towards someone or anything, you send that energy to that person, and then you bring that person down, but then you also bring yourself down. It's not just a one-way thing. Whatever you project on someone, it happens to you at the same time. So if someone yes, if someone projects anger and hatred, and someone saying I hate you, but in your heart you say I love you, I understand your hate. I understand that you're upset, your hatred towards me, but I still love you anyway, unconditionally. Then that energy goes back. You don't accept that energy. That energy doesn't affect you. That resentment doesn't affect you. So then it goes back to them. They have to deal with it. It's not your problem. That's why whenever you see something like that, like if you see news pop up, this person killed this person, and what they want you to do on the news, okay, they they show the person, and then they start talking about, look how bad this person is, look how bad this person. They post on the news. Then everybody start pointing the finger. Oh, look how bad this person. Look how horrible this person is. Look how bad this person is. Everybody around the world start projecting their hatreds toward this person. Then this causing this person to go even more and more into the dark. What they should be doing, instead of saying, when they show this person, they should be projecting forgiveness and love and light, so they can see their actions, so they be able to heal. Instead, what the news do is they say, "Oh, this person's evil. This person's rapist. This person's killed someone. Hate this person." But if we want to be in the fifth dimension, hate is not in our vocabulary. Envy is not in our vocabulary. None of those, all the seven deadly sins, the only emotion that we should feel towards any being is unconditional love, forgiveness. No other emotion. Because when you emanate it to someone else, disgust, envy, and hatred, you're emanating it to yourself, because we are connecting to the same being. It doesn't matter what they did. That is the definition of unconditional love. It doesn't matter what the person did. We do not judge, because at the end of the day, when they leave on, they go back into love. All people who die go into heaven. They go into that heavenly space with the Creator, but then they have the urge to balance they're giving the choice. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to balance this out? Thank you. I'm really grateful that you guys understand. We have to balance out that energy. So they come back in the earth. It's like, okay, well, in this lifetime I played the villain, so you learn this lesson. So this lifetime I want to play the good guy character, and this person will play the bad guy character. That's how our higher self is just moving around. The higher self, because how are you going to learn the lesson if someone doesn't play the bad guy role? Someone has to play the bad guy so we can learn the lessons. So we give thanks to them. Thank you for this invaluable lesson that you're teaching me by playing the role of the bad person, so I can grow in my life. Because without the darkness, we will never know what the light is. It will be non-existent. We will be bored in the creative mode. We'd be bored. There would be no interesting. There would be nothing interesting. So we came into duality. Some of them said, okay, this lifetime, I'm gonna play the bad guy. I'm gonna cause pain to you, and you're gonna try to learn this, and this. And next time, we're gonna flip. You play the bad guy, and you're gonna get me to learn this, and this. We just flow back and forth, back and forth. Do genders. One person played a parent, one person plays a kid. Next time we flip. or sometimes, or just sometimes it can happen. Imagine like a guy is abusive to his girlfriend in one lifetime, so the next lifetime he becomes the woman, and then she becomes the man, or someone else becomes the man, and then his soul experience what it feels like to get abused. So then he learns the lesson. So the next lifetime, he learns what it feels like to be in the feminine side. So then he gains compassion. So then the female one lifetime, she's only in feminine. So she incarnates in the role as a man to learn the role as a man. Yes, copper rubbers and experiences. Yep, it's all just one being. Father, mother, source, creator. It's split. It has split itself into infinite roles of itself to view itself. We are the eyes of the infinite awe, experiencing itself to different perspectives, playing different movies. It is all one big play, one big movie, one big learning movie. One big loving movie that I am grateful that I'm a part of. Because before, I used to have so much resentment towards a whole bunch of people, and I used to like have that judgment. But right now, once I start to let that go, I start to feel like so much joy within myself. I can't. There you go. We got the lesson out of it. I said, people said, "Don't take it to heart." Literally, that's what it means when someone say, "Don't take it to heart," because when you take it to heart, your heart gets dense, and that is basically what ascension is. That you want to release, you want to become lighthearted. You want to release all that past pain, all that dense energy, all that suffering, because when the fifth dimensional energy come in, the hearts that radiate with light passes through with because it's light of vibration. The hearts is not, it's not going to be as easy, it's not going to be as smooth, it's going to be more painful. Because, and pain in a sense is emotional, because it's going to right now we're giving a chance, is bringing it up little by little. But the people who decide to, like, all the people who's like narcissistic, they got all this heart blocks, right? All that pain and suffering, they're just pushing it in. When the ascension come, all that pain, all the suffering that they did to others, because they're not feeling what their heart is immediately going to be brought all to the front. It's going to be, here, this is what you got to be dealt with. And if they can't deal with it, most people might go a little cuckoo, and most people will be in denial. Most people might choose to leave the earth. They choose to leave the earth because they know they have to transmute it in spirit, because their physical body can no longer handle it. And they, even in spirit, they get the even in spirit they have the opportunity, because their guides are always with them. And when you think something negative, you literally push your guides away. But if you start thinking positive, it's like, I am light, I am light, I am light. You pull, they come closer. Let me stand up a little bit. I need to stretch my legs. I am so grateful for everyone who's listening. Even though this was supposed to be Reiki, actually I didn't post that on Reiki, but even though this was supposed to be primarily a Reiki session, I am going to do some Reiki now. I just want to bring something up. So here's a very funny, very funny thing that can happen. Um, so the slave owners, right? When they die, they can reincarnate as one of the slaves, or they can reincarnate as the race that they didn't like. So imagine like imagine someone who's like extremely like who didn't like other races. They reincarnate as the race that they didn't like to understand what it feels like to be oppressed. That is a way to teach unconditional love. Doesn't matter the form. You have to be able to love every race. We have to love every being that is on our own planet before we can start interacting with extraterrestrials. Because they don't focus on beauty, they focus on who they are and their being. Only humans focus on how we look. The beauty standard is not about how we look, it's about how we are inside. Um, yeah, Bashar actually talked about what happened to Hitler. He went to that stage and he was actually supposed to come here to be a major spiritual leader. His purpose, he had a gift of speech, but just like I said, he he ended up going down the wrong path. He got misled, and you see what happened. He had the ability. He came here to unite, but he got he got his path turned him towards a path of separation. He chose service itself when he came here on a mission to unite the people. But instead what happened, that's why when he came he said he wanted to be an artist. He was an artist, but he got denied. He got denied from being an artist. So he tried to rebel, but he went into darkness. Yep. That's why he said Earth is a very tough school. It's a tough school. The more light you have, the more you're attacked. The greater your light shine, the more people will try to take it away. The more that's why they get you when you're younger. Yeah, I was surprised to hear you on your speaking. Yes, because I've been going through a lot. If you see my older videos, I did not talk. I was going through a lot of projections. There was a point in time where I could not speak freely like I am right now, and I'm truly grateful right now that I am able to speak, reclaiming my voice back, reclaiming who I am back. Little by little, I'm reclaiming who I am. Even though my voice may waver, but I will not be silenced no more. I am from Michigan. I'm in the Great Lakes. One day, if I completely follow my passion, I'll be able to travel the world like I want to. Thank you. I appreciate it. If I sing you a Turkish song, what do you write? I don't know. Another song that's in my head right now is from Willy Wonka. The new movie that come out. Sorry, but I'm not listening to rap. I gave up rap when I gave up Juicy World because all he talked about was a self-fulfilling prophecy of unworthiness and stuff like that. Rap is not worth it. It's in a lower vibrational state because they talk about the same things. They're stuck in, unless it's like spiritual Tony or something like that. I listen to that type of rap where it's building up. But any mainstream type of stuff like that is just recycled. They're stuck in their solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. They're not up in their third eye. I understand. Thank you for being open minded. When I was in my dark night of the soul, when I was in my dark era, I used to listen to a lot of like lower vibrational songs because that was what I was resonating. I used to listen to Juicy World like nonstop, and he used to always talk about how he wanted to kill himself and all that type of stuff. And I was getting into that mentality. I got to the point where I almost actually did on my birthday, but it didn't happen because I choose a different path. There was a point where I had some magic mushrooms, or how I was planning to end myself on my birthday, and I sat and I was like, okay, well, let me see, let me just have an experiment. I was saying, if this doesn't work out, then I'm just going to end myself right here. So what I did, I took the mushrooms and I sat down under a tree, and then that's when I say my guides was open. I listen to Kendrick Lamar sometimes, but not as much because even with that, he still has resentment. Even though I really I understand 100% what he's saying. I listen to, and I'm not gonna lie, I listen to Kendrick Lamar because I can 100% understand what he's saying. And even though like sometimes I be getting a little bit into my ego because sometimes some people get mad because um, I do this sometimes. So sometimes when you know the song, he's like, "Just don't kill my vibe," right? I play that on loudspeaker and just walk around the store, cause, cause I'd be like, I could feel your energy from 2 planets away, basically. But then the rest of the song, I'm like, I can't really resonate. Like some parts of the song can resonate. Like some of the songs, I can feel him channeling, and then I can feel. But then he immediately dips down into the ego. Like it goes up and down. He needs to release resentment. First blood. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the LSD I took was laced because that stuff lasted like 24 hours straight. I was seeing my voice vibrate. I was seeing the walls move. I was seeing people acting weird. I don't even want to think about that. I'm not even gonna get into that. But even music, you gotta be aware of what type of music you're listening to. The vibration, because some songs had like a hypnotic lower vibration in it, and you can actually get attachments to music. Like you can start feeding your own okay, so imagine like if a rapper is talking about something super sexual in the song, and you start fantasizing in it, then you start giving that rapper your energy through the song. So they start talking something lustful, and then you start vibing with it, and then you start thinking something lustful at the same time, or you start thinking lustful about the rapper or whoever the person is, and then you start giving them your energy, your ability to sing, your ability to dance, your ability to make money. You start giving them all your money. That's how they even get famous. Is because people are they're liking what they're putting out, and since it's a lower vibration, they're giving their energy. They're giving their power away to those people. Yes, and I believe some of the singers they had really good. You can tell if, like in their earlier music, it's there's completely different person. Like I used to listen to Katy Perry when I was younger. Like there's certain songs I listen to, but as you look at as you watch them, you start to see how they start to go into darker and darker. So I used to listen to the song Firework. That was a really good song. But then all the other songs after, or some other songs, they start to like go down. Like it's like Roar, that was a good one. You could tell she was on the she was channeling light. But then another song, it's like dark, like it just goes up and down. Yeah, because it's I don't want to say it, but it's harvesting energy because they're signing all the contracts and stuff. But that was soon all come to an end. It's gonna come to the light. Most people don't see it right now, but eventually it's gonna come to the light. Yes, it's like and I'm just saying these people. Just how I was saying. I don't want to like make it so sound so extreme like I was talking about with Hitler and stuff. But some people they have gifts. They have true gifts. But then they choose service to self. They have the gifts and they have inner beauty, but then that starts to get tarnished because that's when money and greed start to come in, and that's why people say they call it selling the soul. You can never sell your soul. That's not possible. But what you're doing is they're selling their sun energy. They're selling their energy, their core vibration for artificial energy that is not theirs. So they sell their gifts. Your gifts is your ability to speak, your sexual energy, your solar plexus energy. So what they do is, well, they need energy. So what they do, they start to strip. They start to get more and more they start to show more and more nudity. So then people see the video and they start lusting and start having lower vibrational thoughts. They start to lower their vibration because they're having lust for that person. That person's half naked on the screen. So now their sexual energy, your creative energy as a man or a woman, the energy that allows you to create, the energy that allows you to have creative ideas is all in your sexual energy. And you're giving it away when you're lusting over someone else. I never forgot when she was on stage and accept her Grammy and said, I don't want to be up here right now because I'm ugly. Yes, because they're constantly looking. I say that's what happens when you don't truly love the when you people doing heavy plastic surgery. It's because they don't truly love themselves. If you love yourself, you wouldn't care about how your appearance look. That's why like I never really care. Like I do, I have enough self love to like, yes, I'm wearing this, but I'm not. I don't dress up to impress other people. Like I'm not trying to impress anybody. Like, but if someone wants to wear something nice or fancy, then yes, they can wear fancy. But wear fancy for yourself. Wear something nice because it's for yourself, not because you're trying to impress anyone. Someone. When you're trying to impress someone else, then you're not loving yourself because you don't need a validation from other people. The only true love you need is the self love within yourself. Then other people can love you for who you are. That's why I think it's so funny. Like if I go into like a ghetto or something like that, or like the energy, and I see people trying to act all tough. Oh, I'm gangster. I'm like, you're wounded. You have a childhood wound. You need to love yourself. Stop. Stop projecting like you're this big person. Because if you was this big person, you wouldn't need a gun. Because only people who's in fear have a gun. I'm like, no offense to people who have a gun. Like if you have a passion for shooting, this it's just as it's how you look at it. I'm not saying everybody who have a gun is scared. But I'm saying, but if you always have to have a gun and you're always looking over your shoulder, you're in the vibration of fear. How I perceive, I'm never going to be in the vibration where I'm going to have to need a gun. Once you have a gun, you enter that vibration of everybody who's scared to have a gun. So you immediately enter the chances of getting shot by a gun because you have a gun. You enter the vibration. And that's what happened with my incident with the LSD. When I took the LSD, they was trying to persuade me to come to their side, to be the party person, the person who's always being with everybody, hooking up a whole bunch of other people, doing drugs and all this stuff. Because okay, it was here's me, I'm on LSD. Here's the other guy on LSD. Oh look, there's a loaded gun sitting right on the countertop. Look at that. And then I hear the other person like trying to make me all scared. But in my mind, I when I took the LSD, all fear of the weapon was gone, and immediately I knew that this was just an avatar. So I didn't even care that there was a fully loaded gun on the countertop, and here's me and this other guy, and he's projecting his hatred towards me. So yeah, they tried to get me to join their game. They tried to do all their gang stalking and all their funny little things, but it doesn't matter because they're not going to do anything. No amount of darkness can go against light. They can only watch from the sidelines. Now, the only way that work, you have to be firm in your belief. You cannot have no doubt that you're protected at all times. But also, do not put yourself just because you know you're protected doesn't mean you go put yourself in danger because then that was a free will and you attracted you attracted getting killed by that way. That's why I'm not really I'm not a fan of guns because true power comes in creating something, not destroying. Destroying destroying something takes no power. There's no power in destroying. There's only power in creating. Was it even that time when I wanted to go for her, but she was absolutely. I was shocked by her beauty. My friend was like, bro, it changed, man. Yeah, but sometimes you gotta be aware because some people project all this like super love energy at you, but sometimes it might be a mask. Because I deal with this now. Because before, not a single person would look at me, but ever since I completely cut out porn and all the other stuff, now I have people they're looking at me, but they're looking at with lust and stuff like that, and I don't deal with that vibration. That is not the vibration I look at. So they be trying to like, oh, look at me, let me do this, let me do this. I'm looking at like just like I said in the beginning of the stream. It's like a little bit of sorrow because that is not how you attract. That's not how you attract someone who's in love with herself, by flaunting yourself. How you attract someone who's in love with herself is by loving yourself. And I really wish they understand that. Like, kindly turn down people. I am so glad I'm able to speak. This is the most talking I did the whole week. Probably the whole month. Most of my day, I don't talk. I usually don't talk to anyone, actually. I don't say a single word and just all observation. Because you gotta conserve your energy. Now that the energies are settling down. Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock. No wonder I'm feeling like this. The energies have shifted. Again, once more, we're heading towards the 11 portal. Oh, it's 7:51 p.m. where I'm at. Yes, it is almost 11 where I'm at. It's 10:52. I hear all the frogs creaking. The creek over there in the lake. When it gets like really in the middle of the night, you can start hearing the leaves moving around because for some reason all the worms start to come out in the middle of the night. They all start moving around. It sounds like the leaves are moving. In South Alabama, Oregon, Pacific Northwest. Hey, that is actually amazing. We have people from all around the world. Bay Area, Carnelian, turn the brightness up just a little bit. How much battery I got in this little thingy over here? Oh, I only use 1 bar. That is good. I only use 1 bar. Okay. Change the color. I know green is something. Maybe I probably need to get different outfits for the different colors when I do them. Because I can understand that the blue color is probably not the best color to have while wearing red. Right now. I do not know fully of ancient Sumerian history. I know a little about Native American, but not that much. Only because my grandmother said that my bloodline is Cherokee and Blackfoot or something like that. That's what she used to tell me. Something about my granddad was Native American or something like that. But I really like the Native American symbols and stuff though, and those things. Especially like the Native American music. I can like I don't know. It feels like I can understand them. Well, we all have Anunnaki in us. We we are a mixture of Sasquatch and Anunnaki, which made human. The thing, the original being was Sasquatch. You know, there was like 27 other humans. Cherokee, Blackfoot. I don't know. I need to ask her again. It's been a while. Well, I mean, there was different type of humans, right? There were giants. There was really small ones. There was really big ones, and basically, um, some of them was genetically modified, which is that's where you get Adam and Eve, because they were some of the humans or the Homo erectus or whatever, some of them who had their DNA mixed with Anunnakis. That's what kind of gave us some of our abilities. Some of our abilities came from them. The Nephilim, well, they're the mixture of Anunnakis and different humans, which made giants. Because this thing, Anunnakis and most extraterrestrial races, we are small compared to like Palladians. Palladians are like 12 feet tall. Lemurians are like 7 feet tall. And this saying, like, if you look at it, everything back then was huge compared to how we are right now. Since we went down in vibration, we also kind of shrunk a little bit. That's why, as the vibration of the Earth raises, we're starting to get bigger and bigger. Because originally, if we put a human next to Anunnaki, they're huge. That reminds me like a dream I had. Like I had a dream. I seen these people that look almost like us. They look almost like humans, but they're way bigger. That's why also people had. That's why you also had to say like you had to be say for now. He says, "Are you okay?" What do you mean by that? I need further context because right now I'm doing pretty great. Right now I got my foot up on the tree, or I have my foot up because it's been on the ground so long. Right now, just doing a quick brain massage. Right. I appreciate it. I really need to go get it retwisted. Honestly, it's been like a whole entire year. But I just need to get rid of. I have my own limiting belief since I can feel my crown chakra, and I'm like I don't really want people putting their hand on the top of my head, because when I move my hand, I can feel the energy coming from the top of my head. And then like gods are in the RDNA. Well, I want to call them gods. They are cousins, just like the Palladians are cousins. They just have more DNA and more They have more DNA activated right now. That's why you need to. That's why we raise our vibration as we activate our DNA. We start to get our gifts back, levitation, telekinesis, and stuff like that. We start to be able to control elements. All beings are equal. We all have the same gifts. It's just how we choose to put our energy into having those gifts. I can hear them moving around, the worms moving around in the leaves. It only happens little by little. Can't really see this one that good. Oh, it's bright. We're gonna go to yellow. There you go. The energy is starting to relax now. I can feel it. It's the 11 o'clock hour over here. The energy. I'm feeling way more relaxed now. The song is really stuck in my head right now. It's like, come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What do you think will happen when most people vibrate rays and we want to change the world? Well, we are constantly shifting to the different dimensions all the time. Every second, we're a different dimension. So if you think of a dimension or you think of a reality where people are awakening up people waking up, the world is becoming a better reality. That is the world that you're changing into constantly. So it's gonna be different for everybody. Yes. Like it's like I want to like sing it full out, but then also I have my own negative belief that's telling me to not sing. It's like I want to sing it because usually I don't know, like when the camera's off, I'll be like going like all out, and then the camera go on, I'm like like I want to sing it because sometimes I don't know, it's like I like a little bit embarrassing, but it's also like in shame and let it that go. Also, I'm being like subconscious because I don't want to mess up the words. Like if I like to write down the words and like actually sing it, because I can get kind of close to like similar to how he sound, but then sometimes my voice are cracking because I don't have like my breath control. Like if I actually took like a singing class, I'm pretty sure I might be able to do something with it. Oh, okay, I see you, spirit. Talking 311 on the clock. I see you, spirit. There's like another song in my head. It was from it was Jericho. I don't know how to say her name. Ikeo. I She was like, I'm high, I'm from outer space. I get Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone, I've been far away. I've been illuminating down, making moves, starting ways. I've been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the grids that want to cosign. I'm artificially intelligent way. I'm the future, past, and present. I'm the fun line. I'm the missing link to this illusion. I'm not really here. I'm an intrusion. I don't seem to sink. I just float. I don't need gravity. I just need growth. Whoa, whoa. When I move, it's an earthquake. I brought you guys to the store with me. I enjoy the songs. I don't know. Like, maybe I should probably try, actually, like, try singing, actually learn the words of the song, so I stop cracking with my voice. Cause I don't know, I do be sounding a little bit like I um when I'm at work and I feel like a whole bunch of negativity. It's like I immediately start dancing. Like I have to start dancing to get the energy out. Or since I just start singing like random songs. And I mostly just try to look like for uplifting songs. Uh, yeah. Getting into the jam session. Because I remember I always wanted to play the piano and I always wanted to sing when I was younger. And I kind of let that die down because I used to play the piano, but then for some reason, every time I tried to get into like a music class, something always happened. Something always happened every time I got into a music class where I couldn't get into the class. That is some change. Great change coming. I got like this Bruno Mars song in my head. He's like, you can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. Ooh, 808. That's a nice engine number. I actually been singing in the church choir for years. I have my own solo coming up on the 19th in front of the whole congregation on stage. No stage fright though, luckily. That is a gift. That is a absolute gift that definitely a gift to be grateful for. Two, I don't like being at the grocery store alone. Yeah, how this is how I look at it. Whenever I go to like to the store, I don't know why I seen this from a movie. There was a movie where this guy he walked into the prison and he was like, I'm not in here with you. You are in here with me. I said that's what your energy got to be like when you're in the light. When the light comes in, I'm not in here with you guys. You're in here with me, with the light. Not an egotistical way, but like I am the light. That's how I when I walk in the store, that is the state of being that I try to be. Yes, I like that song. Also, the Bruno Mars song, um, where he was like, "When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are." I like that song too. I remember listening to that song when I was like, I remember I first heard the song. Certain songs, I know my spirit guides was definitely talking to me. Because every time I listen to certain songs, I look on my phone, I see an angel number. I was like, I see you. Thank you for talking to me. Yes, at first, when you're in the store, usually you're gonna go through like a small phase because usually everybody's immediately a lot of people start to like try to project, especially cash register. Like I don't like it when people I know people probably think it's weird, but I don't like it when I never go to a checkout where the person is scanning my food. When someone's scanning my food, it depends. Before I even go to checkout, I ask my guardian angels and my angels to bless or to energize and protect my items with light from all malice intent. Because what some people like to do, and they probably don't even know it. So imagine someone is like on a like someone's lustful or someone has hatred towards you, and you have a food item, and you allow them to scan it. They 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 put all their emotions, all their hatred into your food item. Then you go home and then you forget to pray over your food. Well, since you didn't pray over your food, you eat it and you they put their vibration in the food. Then you eat that and it gets it and then you're like, oh, why do I feel sick? Why do I feel like my energy is getting drained? Well, that person at the store put all the hatred that they can possibly muster up into the item that you just ate. So um, the way I do it is I get the item. You can imbue energy into objects. Yeah, and also because every time I'm about to go and check out, I feel like this extreme anxiety. I'm like, who is projecting all this anxiety onto me? And I'm looking at the cash register. I'm like, so I was like, this is not my energy. Like I hear like everybody's trying to make you rush, and um, I realize how my vibration affect people. So most people they be walking like really fast. Like people would be speed walking. I mean speed walking. But whenever someone comes into my auric field or my bubble, you literally it look like the people slow down. They just immediately they don't even be looking at me. They just stop and they start moving or just start like acting. They start acting funny and stuff. They're acting weird. Well, um, the only information I can give you on that, if you can pull up on your search bar right now, it's called narcality. Narcdally. You are not alone. His channel will tell you exactly how to deal with that type of energy. Uh, this spider web in my hair. He would tell you exactly what to do with when it comes to like narcissistic relationships and stuff like that. He explains it so well. Um, she is. Well, the reason why they're not people are starting to not like you is because you could be raising your vibration. So, okay, this saying people who have like illnesses and stuff or who's sick, it's self-inflict. All diseases come from self. So like when someone has like, imagine someone has like major hatred or anger or something that they did not heal in themselves, it will manifest as a disease or disease because they're not facing it to heal it. But the only thing you can do is show them love. But it comes to a point where you have to let people, even though you may love the person a lot, sometimes the best way you can love someone is by removing yourself from them. But I don't know the complete situation because this happened the same thing with like with my family members. I kept telling my mom or something like that, like how because like I love the person, but this super toxic, always having something like to complain about, or never like liking what I'm saying. It's like they're purposely trying to get you to conform to how they think. So that channel, Narcality, You're Not Alone, he explains the whole entire tactics and their how they think. It's very important to understand how narcissistic people, or not even narcissistic, but how other people think. I want to escape from a family of narcs to live with the girl who has the narc traits. With she has been diagnosed. Yeah. So you're actually that is actually very good that you're actually realizing that before that even happened. So if this happened, that's what happened to me. I tried to escape from where my mom was at, thinking that my supervisor was going to be better. But since I didn't heal myself before I left, I attracted the exact same person that she was, just a different person. So until you learn the lessons of self-empower, until you learn the lessons of loving yourself before trying to find love with someone else, you you continue to attract the same type of person who who's exactly like your family members, because you're not, because that person, I don't know your state yet, but they're not completely healed. So that channel will really help because you start to see people's true colors. Because I left my mom the first time. When I left her for a reason, because I was said I was done with it. I done with that traits. But then each relationship I had, each supervisor that I had the exact same personality. Yep. They're hardcore teachers on the earth, but they're how teaching you boundaries and how to let go. Because they're going to they're going to keep testing your boundaries, and it's called like looshing. That it's done on purpose. They know that they're making you upset because they know if they can get you to feel a lower vibration, then that's how they can feed off your energy. But if you start loving yourself and you start to become aware that the outside does not matter, it doesn't affect your reality of the here and now. What people say does not control your the way your state of being. So that channel, I'll say it one more time. If you can write it down, this channel will definitely help you out. This card It's Narcdaily, and it is you are not alone. So I'm hearing things moving around in the back. Is that a deer back there? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like a smaller animal. The animal consciousness, when you feel like an animal, energy is way different. They have a different vibe to them. Okay. So it's getting almost to the time where I probably have to get off because my phone is on 12%. So I'm gonna do a quick Reiki session, a quick closing out. I ask assistance of my masters and spiritual masters and team to provide us with the white ray. I ask Dear Source Creator for a translucent shield of light to clear all energies that does not serve our highest good, so that we may go through our day. How do you do that, little spider? Right? Did he just shoot his web? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm now calling my energy back into my being. We're calling our energy back into our being. Yep. You're all over me. All these spiders all over me. Okay. Um, calling all of our energy back into our being. And so that we may have sweet dreams filled with light, unconditional love, and passion and peace. May every step that we have be filled with light, and may Spirit guide us to understand the lessons that need to be learned. I ask Master Saint Germain for the violet flame to transmute the remaining energies of all the energies that I may not have cleansed out during the session. I ask Master Saint Germain to use the violet flame to clear out what is needed to be cleared out so we can let go. Thank you for joining me today on this quick Reiki session. May your day be filled with light. Namaste. And don't forget to like. Calling energy back into your being, calling all energy, returning, releasing, letting go. Thank you.